6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I think there should be 9 or 10 participants. I come back.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Somebody's already feedback.
Somebody's already feedback.
Or it's
I
just
hear
me?
some feedback.
Oh, it's good now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. That would have been weird to teach.
Feedback and feedback. That's cute.
For our faces.
This is interesting. The first time that ever I downloaded anything Snap related, so I'm so curious.
Yes.
Just checking.
I'm gonna be very, very basic, so it's gonna be really fun for anyone to follow.
Oh, that's nice. But this Snap cam is already super funny. I like this jelly face and stuff.
Yeah, and it's really cool because you can use it with Zoom or like most of the time. Sometimes when there are updates, you need to wait with Mac especially, but it's quite nice that we can have, face filter.
I read this is the first time of Masha in Zoom. I can't believe this. That's cool. I mean,
I envy
you manage. Yes, you managed to not go to the Zoom world.
That would be so cool. Oh, okay. Well, you had to be.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ah, Eike is also here.
Oh, look at Sophia.
So how we are 6, 7, 8.
I think
9.
Noemi. Hi, Noemi.
Hello.
Hi.
So I have to introduce Noemi because she made our Mozilla Hub space.
Oh, so, cool. Very nice.
Hi.
Nice. Are we all? I don't remember which number you said.
Wait, I tried to look. I sent Luca and I sent somebody really late. Was it Masha? Masha is here. So that was the last ones. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. I think if we wait a couple of minutes, because there were people who were not totally sure. I know Ella wanted to join, but she did not like the idea of being recorded. And
yeah, I mean, this is also, of course, we can even just say this right now that although we are making face filter that you can use in Zoom, if you don't like to show your face in the recording, you can also just be without the webcam and, just give me feedback via microphone if something would not work. That's totally understandable and absolutely fine with me, as long as, we just not disappear. I mean, like, if there is any audio feedback or even chat feedback, it's totally fine.
Yes. I will just let Ella know that it started working without the camera, because I was not sure it would be fun for her. But and then I come back, and then I think it's everybody.
Cool.
Where did Anouk get this wig from?
So Lucas, that's exactly the reason why I kind of decided to show you the Snapchat version of Face Filter, is because your filter will be approved in a matter of seconds, which is quite nice compared to the Instagram unknown waiting time. And I also appreciate because it's much more open than Instagram, in the sense that you can really use it, for example, on Mozilla Hubs, on Zoom, or I think even any applications that use webcams on your computer can be connected to Snap Camera. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to kind of let go a bit of the Instagram ones, because they're really just for Instagram, which is of course cool. But yeah, since we are having a lot of Zooms, it's better Snapchat. And yes, if we get less Facebook, it's also nicer, I would say. So cool. Maybe let me just have a quick
I just
look.
see
Yeah,
from
I have
the chat.
everything.
Patty is joining us, so she just got the link, so she will come in. But and Ella, I don't know if this is all the people who registered. Except if somebody registered 1 minute ago, I can't see this that fast here. So
well, I mean, it's okay. I will start with some blah blah. So
yeah.
people can still enter before I start with the actual tutorial or workshop. I was thinking maybe no, I think I have everything open here. Maybe while we wait, just for the ones that are here already, did you all manage to download Snap Camera and Lens Studio on your computer? Okay, so Masha, maybe you want to start the download right now. Hopefully it's not
Eike, did you download the program? Eike? Yeah? Okay.
Cool. So I hope that you all will manage, because it's not compatible with all operating systems. So if you have an old Mac, it's likely that it won't work. But if it should be the case, just follow and you can look at the recordings, I guess, right, Marie? They can get the recordings of the workshop.
Yeah.
Or yeah. So then even if, I don't know, you still want to make face filter, but you can't today, you can, I don't know, find out a way to with another machine or friends' computers or so. Where can I find a download of Lens Studio? Okay, someone already posted. Wait, too much chat. What do we say are the difference advanced between Snapcam and Instagram? Well, I guess like for the basic stuff, they're more or less the same. They have just different interfaces, but like the basic stuff that we are gonna do, and because I was not aware, like I didn't know, you know, your background skills and so on, we are gonna focus on like face modification rather than 3D elements, but you will have thousands of templates you can just trigger and twitch yourself afterwards. I would say like the really main difference for me is really this approval time, and the fact that you have a bit more limitation on what you can actually produce in Instagram. So like you can't have text, for example, and if you have something really weird, they will take a long time to approve and so on. So I do like that the Snapchat is much faster in that sense. What is also quite a big difference is the way that you can get the filters to an audience. So on Instagram, once your filter is approved, it's gonna be on your profile, and people will have to kind of, either you have an open profile or they will have to follow you to get your filters. While with Snapchat, it works with a sort of QR code or snap codes. And it's either a link you get or it's an image you can scan with your phone with Snapchat. And it's basically unlocking the filter for 48 hours. So it's a different way of getting filters. So you really kind of have to search for the creators or getting the links. And it's a more kind of, I don't know if it's really an more intimate way, but it's more like an exchange of, rather than just searching and, you know, kind of tapping around that you have on Instagram. I think meanwhile, maybe like I am not a programmer, so I'm like not that much into the old scripting, that it's both possible on Snapchat and Instagram face filter creation process. But I guess Instagram has a node-based way of scripting, while Snapchat has code-based. So of course it's a bit more tricky than the nodes that you connect together, of course, but both of them are very well documented. And maybe Instagram more because there are more people using it maybe than Snapchat, or they were at least. But yeah, I think once you learn the basics on once, you can really easily switch to the other as well. It's about terminology in the end, what you're searching about. So you should really be able to transition between applications rather easy. So Marie, if you tell me I will start. So yeah, I will. Wait, I have too many things open, so I need to find the right one. This one. Yeah, so maybe before I start, I don't know if all of you know me and my work, but I'm Martina. I'm an Italian artist currently based in Vienna, Austria. And I mainly work since quite some years right now with 3D, virtual reality, interactive virtual art, digital art in general. And my main focus is the contemporary self, so like the body or the self, the identity of that is, of course, because of digital technologies, is not anymore, you know, just offline or just analog, if you want, but it has this kind of fluidity that goes between physical and virtual realities. So I'm really curious with my art practice to research sort of dialogues between those realities. And mainly I try to create this dialogue with grotesque, if you want, or uncanny way of using the virtual body. So you will find in my work a lot of body distortions or mistakes that happens with the software, or the software being kind of challenged. So yeah, today, and maybe before today, I've also kind of worked, not so much, but I do also implemented some face filters in my practice. So yeah, I'm really happy today to show you a bit of my own tricks and tips for face filters. And as you can imagine, it will be based about, you know, on our augmenting the self using face filters. And I think I will even be able to share this at the end of the workshop, but I prepared, maybe we start at the beginning, just a couple of slides to give you an idea of how I've been using face filters for my art, and also a couple of artists that have been using face filters in their art, which I really love. Yes, so recently I'm teaching here in Vienna at the Transmedia Art Department of the University of Applied Arts. And this semester we all, like, I focus my whole topic on the virtual selves and the digital self and the augmented self. So I've been also showing my students face filters, and we have really had a lot of fun. And I thought it would be really nice to have a workshop also on this topic, especially because we have been in Zoom or Microsoft Team or whatever, you know, video chat softwares we have been in the last month. So it's always good to spice it up a bit. And you know, our virtual selves needs care as much as the physical self these days. So it's good to give them a bit of attention. Yeah, so I started around 2016 to play around with apps like Snapchat and beautifying apps, and kind of, you know, find out the possibility of those apps for an artistic, with an artistic result. And my very first project that dealt with face filters was, it's not Familiar Strangers. Sorry, I made a mistake with this slide, but it was self-aware, which was a kind of an attempt to word games with self-aware and self-aware. And this was like the moment I opened Snapchat the first time, there was this hype around the face swap possibility with Snapchat. So you could just select one image on your phone and you would get this face on your face. And of course, I had to try it, and I was searching for some selfies I took of myself, and instead of swapping my face with somebody else, I was swapping my face with myself. And it was quite interesting, the result, because of course it was me applied on myself, but it was also not me, because you get all these kind of slight glitches out of the mapping of a texture on your face. And I kind of made a project where I recorded myself tweaking a bit, or showing that this was not my real face, and showing that this was a software basically applying the face on me. So kind of showing a bit the failure, if you want, of technology still. Another project I did was Familiar Strangers. This time the title is correct. So that was a project that it came out quite spontaneous, in the sense that I was a bit uninspired, and I was searching on my hard disk one day, and I found this 3D model of my face, which was my very, very first 3D scan selfie I took, probably around 2015. And I kind of loved that it had this kind of half surprised, bit kind of idiotic look face, and it was quite obvious that I didn't know what to expect from the 3D scanning. So that's kind of it was impressed on the mesh of the scan itself, and it just looked so perfect for a face filter. So what I did was doing the same face filter for Snapchat and Instagram/Facebook, and then release a call for participation, asking people that were using the face filter and wanted to be part of this project to just send me a short video of themselves wearing my face and doing whatever they liked. And it was quite interesting because I got I got a lot of videos, and usually I would show them in either tablets or projections and so on. And it was quite interesting because for me, it kind of gave me the possibility to see myself with different attitudes and different bodies. So reading myself in a different way somehow, but also for the other that wear the face filter as a mask, somehow it gave them the possibility to feel kind of free from themselves, from their identity, and kind of perform somebody else for a short while. But then when you put all of this together, it's kind of, again, these familiar strangers. They are all looking the same, but at the same time, they're all different. And as I mentioned, I also wanted to show you a couple of artists or give you the links at least to a couple of artists that I'm following currently that I think they're doing an amazing job using face filters as part of their artistic practice. And one is 𝙐𝙘𝙖𝙣𝙘𝙖, is a group based between London and Berlin. And they create usually virtual art, but they also have been working quite a lot with face filters for either Instagram or even for real-time performances. So you will be in a performance situation and you would have your phone with that face filter of them, and then you would see the performance through the augmentation of the face filter through your phone, which I found quite interesting. And the other is 𝙐𝙘𝙖𝙣𝙘𝙖 Janos. She has recently an online exhibition at the Transfer Gallery, but you can find all the face filter on her Instagram account. So I will share the slides at the end. You can find all the links here. And before we start, another thing I want to share, if you go to the Snapchat, oh, sorry, I lost my mouse. If you go to the Snapchat main page where you have been downloading Lens Studio and Snap Camera, there is a really nice page, which is the creators page. You might have already been checking this out, but I want to mention before we start, that's a page that hosts the official creator of Snapchat. So you will find a lot of face filters that you can, of course, use. I'm at the moment, yes, I'm still wearing, at the moment I'm wearing one from Sarah Meyer. And it's quite cool because once you have Snap Camera, the only thing you need to know is copy the URL and then paste it on Snap Camera. We're going to see this later. And then you can use others people's face filter or your own in the same way. And on the same website under Learn and Guides, you will find quite a lot of information on the whole Lens Studio practice. So you know, if you have a specific project you want to learn about, just first always start from their documentation on their page. But I also follow Emily Envisioned on YouTube. She has quite some nice tutorials on Lens Studio. So I will share all this link at the end when we are all done, but I just wanted to show you there are quite some information you will get today. Cool. I see there are some chats. Sorry. Oh, okay, perfect. So yeah, Masha, let's see if we manage to make you run the Lens Studio in a second. I will first go to my desktop sharing. So I have my Snap Camera open, and I will ask you all to do the same because that's going to be kind of the first technical test we're going to have before starting, and hopefully it works for everyone. So Snap Camera works as basically a bridge between your computer and any application that use webcams like Zoom, for example, and allows you to wear the face filter not only on Snap Camera, but also on other applications like, for example, Zoom. It has a series of featured, or you can scroll down and find other users' face filter. You can just go on and click any of those. Whenever you click one, it will automatically change on Snap Camera, but also on whatever application you have open that has been accepting Snap Camera as a source input. Cool. So the first test I will ask you to try is just find one face filter for this time being. It does not matter which one. I just want to make sure that we kind of manage to get it run on Zoom. And once you have Snap Camera open and Zoom open, and you have a face filter in Zoom, you should have, you have this kind of icons bar where you have microphone, videos, and so on and so forth. On the video, you should have a little arrow pointing down. If you click on that, hopefully you should see Snap Camera as an option. If you do not have it as an option, then I would ask you maybe before we start that you go out of Zoom and come back, and hopefully that works. We could have some troubles with Windows. Okay, Masha, you can just look at face filter on your phone, unfortunately, but maybe I would, if it's not boring for you, you can, of course, follow us by just looking, and then hopefully you manage to kind of enter the computer by your next days and try to redo it. Yeah, I guess, yeah, if you need to install stuff, the password, you definitely need the password. So my first question before we start is, can everybody give me an input? Oh, Lucas has an int for Windows. That's amazing because I don't have a Windows with me right now to test. But for the rest, do you manage to have a face filter, like a Snap Camera video input on Zoom?
I think I do.
Okay, I see someone already has some filter. Wait, because I have a little. Okay, filter, just a couple with no filters, but hopefully that should work for everyone. And in any case, that's only for a test, but we are gonna go back to this at the very end of the workshop where we are done with our face filters. So if you can't manage right now, don't worry, we can go back to troubleshooting after the workshop. You are gonna be able to see your face with the face filter, no problem anyway. So once we have this running, or even if not, let's go to our Lens Studio. So please open Lens Studio on your computer. So I'm gonna try to have the chat here so I can see on my second monitor. Okay, so the first thing that is very important, and I'm not sure if everyone did that, but maybe that would be good to get a feedback also. When you open Lens Studio, you should have a Snapchat account so that you can log in, so that you can kind of promote your face filter. If you don't have it, don't worry, that's, it's all part of the first beginning process. So I'm gonna wait for you that you do that. So I'm not sure how it looks when you're not logged in, because that was automatic for me right now, but you should have somehow your account logged in on Lens Studio. So I'm gonna give you a bit of time, but please give me a signal either in chat. I have the chat now open there, or with the microphone. 1 second, just that I know that everybody's ready to go.
What is the login for?
You need to register. So I'm not sure how does it look when I'm not logged in.
But for what do we do that? No, again? For what do
we need to have an account, because your face filter need to be kind of how do you call published to an account, which would be your Snapchat account. So you need to have a register, like you need to register to be able to kind of produce face filters for.
Okay.
Of course, as anything, like if you are not comfortable with that, you can also just follow, and then you just can get links from us and enjoy our face filters. But if you want to create a face filter, you do need to register as a user. And as anything, if at any point in your life you just don't want to be on Snapchat anymore, you just delete your account and everything with it will go, or should go. Let's say like that. So I'm gonna have your nice faces here on my second monitor so I can see all of you. Okay.
I'm not sure. Mine, I'm already something like a.
I don't know where to register also, or how to.
Oh, okay. Just give me a second. So, Lens Studio. Oh, I have so many interfaces.
Where are you?
To get rid of.
No, because I'm already in like a 3D program kind of thing.
Yeah, I also have the 3D.
Is it on the website
okay.
or on the program?
I'm checking. I'm checking right now. Just give me a second. Okay. First question. You see my Lens Studio right now, right?
Yes.
You see, yeah. Does it look the same as mine, or do you have a sort of register login on this top part?
Where your name was, there was
Yes.
like login.
Yeah, then I guess if you click on login, it will say, do you have an account or you want to register? I'm trying to figure out if I can log out, but
where is the login to my lenses, or?
Yeah, I guess if you go to log into my lenses, it will ask you to register an account, or?
Yeah, it's on the top right on Lens Studio. There's like a yellow button that says log into my lenses with Snapchat. And if you click there, it asks for a username and password. And if you don't have one, it gives you a link to sign up.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem. It's just that I didn't have one, so I just like did it.
Yeah, I always forget that this that it needs the account, otherwise we can't really publish it, which is I should slowly remember that.
Cool turtles.
It's always.
I said cool turtles.
Yeah, it's quite cute. I was looking
They're
at
my friends.
Okay, so Sophia, Lucas are ready. That's nice. Noemi also. Okay, Mash, I'm really sorry that you can't log in. Hopefully it's not too boring for you to check, but we definitely share with you at least the links for the future. How is with the rest? Are you managing the? Okay, Pat is also ready. I'm trying to figure out who else is missing that I need to wait.
I think I have an account.
Cool. And you are logged, like the main thing is like on Lens Studio, you should now have here like basically your name or username that you choose, so that it's kind of not asking you to log in, but it is logged in. And maybe while we wait, just pointing out, because we are gonna use that, of course. That's one of the nicest thing of today's age, and a lot of, actually it's not only Lens Studio, but Instagram as well have the same. It comes with a lot of templates. So in this page, you will find the recommended ones. That means the ones that are most used or hyped right now. But you will find much more, and I will show you in a second once everybody's ready where to find all the others. But basically what I'm going to show you today is how we can grab one of those templates just to get all the resources that we need and change it so that it becomes yours. It personalizes you. As I said, we are going to focus on the face and how to distort the face in a way that is really cool, or I would say it's cool. or interesting, but you will be able to check all of the other possibility. With Lens Studio, you can have, for example, the classic augmented reality, which is using like an image as a trigger. So you can just have whatever your logo of a company showing it to the camera, and that logo would create things in the build or whatever you code for. You will be able to also check, which I think is also main difference between Snapchat and Instagram. You have the full body being triggered, so you can really check the full body kind of skeleton of a person to trigger things, which is also quite amazing. Yeah, you have like templates for behavior, like I open my mouth, something happens, and all those stuff. And of course, all of these templates come with the full project example. And usually what is also really nice, it always writes what you should edit. So that means everything that it's customizable by you, it's marked as remove me or edit me. So it's really clear where you should go to change things. So I'm hoping everybody's ready. I will ask you to go to, so you have Lens Studio open, you are logged in. And on the bottom part, we have some recommended templates. If you do not want to use the template, which I do not recommend, but of course you're free to, but maybe not for today, but for the future, you can just go ahead and click on new project. But I will ask you today to go to all templates. It's this little kind of gray button on the right. I'm always a bit confused with left and right, so bear with me doing today. So on the right, you have these all templates, click on it. And what we are gonna use today is the photo template. Now I already use it, so it's on my top bar, but let's go to the search bar and type photo. And it should be just one template coming. It shows you how complex this template is, and you see it's really, really easy. You should see this guy with the kind of carnival or like colorful makeup. So click on it, click on the photo, and this will automatically load the photo template project. Oops, I was stuck for a second, the photo template project. And I think you have it so. So that's how Lens Studio project templates look like, or any new project, even if it's empty. I'm going to start with one very important thing, which is the right part of the template. I'm going to move my light a bit. So that part is the preview of the current template, which is already having something, which is this kind of makeup, colorful makeup, right? If it will be empty, there will be nothing on the face or on the body or on the surroundings. What you can do, which is really nice on Lens Studio, is you have the first icon here, the preview icon, is the image or video that is pre-recorded with some people on a very clean background, which is of course amazing, but it's never really a right situation. Like nobody of us has a perfect light situation and white background, right? So it's always good to see how it would look on different faces, on different backgrounds. So that's really useful. And you can switch between image, videos, and people by going to the name of the current image or video that is running, which in my case is person 6. And you see when you click on the name here, you have image or photo, and you have videos. And I always like to have videos on rather than image only. And you can choose between having one person, 2 people, mouth opening, eyebrows raising, everything that could be a trigger for your lens. It can be found on the list of videos. And what is really also cool is that you can also upload your own video. So let's say you want to make an artistic project and you want to use face filter on something you already record. You can just upload your video here. And I'm going to show you in a second. Actually, you should have it like that, right? With maybe you should have it like this, the preview, I think. So by default, it shows you how it will look on a phone, on Snapchat. But if you click on the bottom where I just went right now, instead of iPhone 8 or whatever you have written there, you click, for example, either no simulation, it will be just the video on portrait mode, or you can choose horizontal, and it will be the horizontal video. Of course, if your video that you want to alter with face filter is horizontal, it would automatically be horizontal. But what is really nice is once you have the video that you uploaded, the face filter applied to it, which is what's happening right now, you can press the little icon down on the right for either recording a video from Lens Studio or a picture. We're going to do this later, but that's a really cool feature because, yeah, you can really create crazy artistic project by, I don't know, feeding videos in and out of Lens Studio without having to, I don't know, edit or making it yourself on After Effects or whatever. This is going to be in real time rendered. Of course, the resolution, it cannot be chosen, like it's not going to be 4K, but it's still quite a nice feature. I am gonna show you what I would like everybody to have instead of the person that is recorded by Lens Studio, is to have your own face, because we're gonna work on our virtual selves, so not somebody else right now. And you can do that by going to the second icon on the preview, so not the image video, but the kind of circle icon that you find here on the top. And if you click on that, you can have your FaceTime or Windows webcam in. And as you can see, it's my face in real time, but with the face filter that is off the template in real time applied to, which is quite nice. I will always recommend, especially if you want to do that professionally, to not only stick with your picture, but always switch between yourself and the preview videos to check how it applies to different faces. So far, so good? Cool. So let's move to the opposite side of the Lens Studio, which is the left side of the project tab.
Wait,
here we have.
Yes? I have a question. Like, I couldn't get rid of my ugly iPhone 8, or it's 6. I missed that point.
Do you see my cursor right now?
Yeah, just a second. Yeah, there you are.
Okay,
yeah.
You should click on the iPhone 8 name, and it should show you different possibilities of.
Yeah, that's what is not happening.
Oh. Okay, wait a second.
Okay, then I will just go with this.
I mean, it's fine. It's only for exporting, which is a bit annoying, but it's weird that you don't have.
I found it. I was
okay,
blind.
Cool.
Thanks.
No problem. And Masha, for switching between the pre-recorded video and my face, I went instead on the upper part. It's the middle icon, which is this circle one. So on the left side, what we have here, we have the Objects tab. And the Objects tab is basically everything that we are having right now rendered in real time. So what is your project, your face filter stuff will all be on the Object tab. So if I, for example, uncheck the face mask, you see there is nothing on my face anymore. So if I switch it back, I get it in real time. So on the Objects tab, you will have, or you will put everything that you want to be on your face filter. On the Resources tab is everything that you might want to use for your face filter. So the resource is really a sort of asset folder where you put all you might want to use, and everything that you will use will have to go from the Resources to the Objects tab. And the Scene tab is also going to be quite important. It's basically where we are going to see what we are doing and where we can edit some stuff. And it goes in combination with the Inspector, which is basically, again, I have to move this damn light. The Inspector will show you the components that you can change of anything that is in the Objects tab. You can click on, and you see everything has a different Inspector components. So everything can be changed, but differently. So the camera cannot have, I don't know, which texture you want to put on your face, but that would be more maybe the face mask, and the lighting situation is also default there. So everything we can edit here is going to show you on the Inspector what you can actually edit of that particular object. So Having said that, let's have a look at this template. And one of the reasons why I asked you to choose the photo template is not because we want to have this makeup. Of course not. We're going to make our own stuff right now. But it's because if we look at the resources, there is already quite some stuff in there. And especially what is going to be really important for us is the opacity textures folder. That only comes when you have a photo template being opened. So if you have a new empty project, nothing of this will be there, and you will have to search online where to download, how to find them, and it's just more annoying. So that's the only reason why we use the photo template for starting. So the first thing that I want to try with you is showing you how easy it is to, kind of customize going from this picture to something else. So what I will ask you to do is maybe uncheck on the Objects tab, the face mask. You can uncheck it to render it invisible by just unclicking the box that it's next to the face mask. So the reason for that is because I want you to have, maybe I put this in, I cannot because it's horizontal. I want you to have your webcam image without any face filter. And I want you to take a screenshot. I want you to take a screenshot of your face because I want to show you how easy it is to wear yourself with a face filter. So that's going to be our first test. So either in Mac or Windows, you should have a screenshot tool where you can select just a part of the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot of my face. Of course, we can also use yours, Masha. If you send us a selfie, that's the next exercise anyway. So that's nice if we get some faces for us. Yeah, so I don't know, if you don't want to take a screenshot of yourself, just find a selfie maybe on your computer or download a face of someone else or taking it from Zoom. You can find ways. So the first thing is I want to show you how you can import the picture that we just took in your project for us to be able to use it. And as many softwares today, it really works so easily with just drag and drop. So I'm going to ask you to search for the screenshot, which mine is for sure on the desktop. So that's the screenshot I just took. And maybe I'm going to call it selfie, just for the sake of being clear that it's not screenshot, whatever. So just find it, click and drag it into the resources. Be careful, not the objects, but the resources tab. And you see, once I drag and drop it, it's there. It's loaded on my project.
For me, it gets a little bit fast. Wait a second.
Okay, I wait. So again, if you don't want to take a screenshot of yourself, just find any face. The only important thing is that it's a face. And then I just did a drag and drop. So I was just searching on my computer the picture I took. And I was just click and dragging it into the resource tab of Lens Studio. Just again, give me a sign when you have your photo uploaded. And please do stop me if I'm too quick. You know, that's it's a workshop, so you should learn not to get lost. Okay, Frederick is done. How is everyone else? Are you okay? Yes, I'm good. Cool, perfect. Yay, nice. So that's gonna get really easy. Let's go to the Objects tab again and let's recheck. So put it visible again, this makeup. And you see that on the Objects tab, it says Face Mask, Edit Me. So it's very clear that that's what we need to edit. We don't have to touch anything else. We need to edit that particular object. And the face mask object, it's an amazing tool that basically applies anything, texture, so 2D, anything on your face. And if we click on, face mask, edit me, and we look at the inspector, the first thing that we say that the face mask shows us is the face index. The face index means which face do you want this filter to be applied to. So face index 0 is the very first face that is being tracked, in this case, ours. If we would put face index 1, you see the color disappeared on my face, but if I would have a friend here popping up in front of the webcam, then this friend will get the face filter instead of me, which is really nice because you can play with having face filters for one person, for 2 people, for 3, 4, as many as they can fit, of course, in a camera. Let's stick with face index 0 because we want to have it on us. We don't want to change the material, that we leave it for now as default. And then we have these 2 things. One is the texture that says example texture, remove me. So it even says to us, that's what we need to change. And then we have an opacity texture that allows, if you look, my eyes and my mouth to be mine, not to be the texture that I'm wearing, which is quite nice also. So we need to remove this, or we can substitute it with our selfie. And we do that by drag and drop again, by click and drag your selfie picture inside the texture menu. And then something weird might happen, like this, which is, I mean, why not? But it's not exactly what we want. So again, I have the face mask object selected. And in the inspector, I drag and drop my selfie into the texture menu. And it's very likely that your face is not fully applied correctly. It's like somewhere on your face, right? But that doesn't matter, because what is amazing, and that's another difference between Instagram and Snapchat, Lens Studio provides you with a detect face option, which automatically adapts a face to your face without us having to do it manually, which is amazing. And we do that by going into the scene tab. You should all see a series of points that draw a sort of face, and then your picture somewhere on the back. If we click on the center icon, which is detect face, if you click on it, the algorithm, or like the software, will check that there is a face and apply all these dots around the face. And this makes me wearing myself quite perfectly. And you see, it's my mouth, because you see my fingers, it's my mouth, it's my eyes, because we have the opacity texture cutting out the mouth and the eyes. So quite nice, quite fast. If we would have to search another picture, another face, so I'm just gonna, you can just search on Google. You don't have to use someone from Zoom, but Masha is now gone, but we could use any face. So maybe I'm just gonna go ahead on Google and, I don't know, robot, whatever, robot face. I'm gonna see, I mean, not all the faces will work, of course. It must be a face that it's human, that it's somehow humanoid, at least, that it's recognizable by the software. So something like this won't work, for example, but maybe I'm gonna try with that one. Looks cool. I'm just gonna take a screenshot to be faster. Again, you can just watch. The process is exactly the same that we just did, but with another face. So if you want, you can search a second face to try with. Otherwise, you can just follow for a second. So I have the robot face here on my computer. I'm gonna click and drag it into my resources, and I'm gonna put it instead of my selfie photo. Now it makes something weird again because it didn't detect the face. And then I click on detect face, and now I'm having this kind of a bit weird stone-like, marble-like statue face instead of mine. And you see, this works with any face that it's human kind of face. So you can wear a friend, wear some famous people. You can, I don't know, swap faces with people by just having this face filter. Another thing that you can work with, so the face mask, as I said, is really for wearing a texture on yourself. And we saw how to wear ourselves or somebody else. The process is the same with this detect face option, which is really cool. But I want to show you now, and now everybody please go into your search engine, whether it's Google or something else, I don't mind. But I will ask you to search for an abstract picture. Anything that you can think of that is not a face. So I'm gonna go ahead and search for maybe a sky. Yeah, I mean, that looks already quite nice, the pink one. And I'm even gonna just download it on my computer. But again, take your time, take a couple of minutes. And it can be literally anything that is not a face. So I really wanted to go a bit abstract in this case. And once you have found it, I want you to drag and drop it into the resources tab. And then give me a sign once you have the abstract. Cool, Frederick, super fast. Nice. I mean, it doesn't matter for today. I really just wanted to learn some basics. So it doesn't have to be the prettiest thing that you find or that you produce, but I see Lucas is having fun with some filter. Can I, but Masha, I don't know what you mean.
How can I add it to?
Sorry, how can you edit to?
Like two things on the same face? That's what you did, like the sky and the robot, right?
No, I just imported the sky picture, but I didn't apply it yet.
Okay.
So you can, of course, duplicate this, but I would recommend against it to have too many things on the project. It will affect the size of it. So it's always good that you choose one option, and we're going to do this also in a second. Yeah, you will be able to see what the others do once we have finished with this one project and then export it, and then you can see the result in Zoom and in Snap camera. Sorry. Yeah. So again, same process as before. I go to the face mask, and instead of the robot texture, I'm gonna put this sky that I found or anything that you have. And now you see it's a bit weird because I'm having the eyes and the mouth of myself, but not really lips. It's a bit of a weird application also of my picture. So the first thing that you want to do once you're working with not faces, so if I press on detect face, there is no face. So the software is not applying the pictures on ourselves because there is no face, so it can't. So we need to do it by ourselves. And the way that we can do that is by click and drag your mouse so that you are selecting all the points of the face. Be careful because it has to be really everything. And then we can move up. You see, if I move up the points, it's adapting the way that it puts the texture on my face. And I kind of want to try to see if it gets a bit nicer. Yeah, it does. When I put it, I can stretch it out. It doesn't matter because it's really just how the picture that I download applies to my 3D face somehow. And the other thing that I really don't like, especially when using like this abstract, is I have, I don't have my nose or lips or eyes, so it's rather better to just get rid of those features. And we can do that by changing which opacity texture we are using. So at the moment, as I said, we are using this full no eye and lips. And if I click on, no, if I go to the resources and I open the opacity texture, you see there are plenty of them. And everything that is white-ish is where the texture will apply. So if I just select cheeks and I put cheeks on my face mask under opacity texture, that's just an example for you. Then I have my sky clouds only on my cheeks, right? Or if I would have the, I don't know, whatever eye, you see I have a sort of mask with the sky around my eyes. But what I want is full. I want no eye, no mouth, just my sky as a face. So I'm gonna select full, click and drag it, oops, yeah, on the opacity texture menu. And now I have another issue that I don't have the eyes anymore, which is quite okay, but I still have the mouth, right? And the reason is because the face mask accept texture, what gets applied on the face, accept opacity, where it should and shouldn't apply, but it also has this draw mouth option. You see? And it's, if you check it, the mouth is gone. So now I'm really just wearing the sky or wearing whatever texture you chose, right?
Where was that again?
It's on the face mask object, and it's the draw mouth. It's by default off, but if you click on it, it should fill your mouth also.
Again, sorry. How do you?
Do you have your picture applied on your face? Cool. And did you already change the opacity texture from?
Yeah,
okay, cool. And you have this, right? You have the mouth cut.
Yes.
Okay. So on the face mask object on the inspector, do you see this little text that says draw mouth?
Okay, yes, sorry.
Yeah, perfect, no problem. Cool. Just one thing, and this I think applies to everyone. Look closely what happened. I actually can still see a bit of my eyes and definitely my eyebrows. And the reason is because the opacity texture full, I'm just gonna click for you to see. You see it's a gradient. It's fading out the picture, but it's fading out from basically my nose up. So that's too opaque. I want this to be gone. I don't want to see my eyes at all. And if you want to change how the gradient applies to your texture, you need to go to the scene tab. You see we are at the moment on texture, so how the image applies to my face. But there is also an opacity tab, how the opacity applies to the texture that is applied on my face. And we can see the points, and where the points are, how much opaque the texture is. So there is a very simple trick. It's a bit dirty, but we don't care. We are gonna click and select the eye part, which is the part that bothers us. Just select, click and drag to select those points, and then just click and drop them down, 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 more or less where the nose is, and then make them smaller. So we're basically shrinking the eyes somewhere on the nose so that we don't see them. And this should have done the trick. You see, I now don't see my eyes nor eyebrows anymore, but I still have this nice fading, which is quite nice because I don't see, yeah, I don't have like the cut. I still can't add the abstract image. Okay, so
yeah, I mean, I can already change or like manipulate the face features, but I still don't that image I can apply. Is that
wait? This you have
image or?
Do you have your abstract image with all the dots?
Yeah, in the resources. Yeah.
Okay. And did you put your abstract image into the texture menu of the face mask?
Oh, I have it in the resources, and then on the I just drop it on the textures. No.
Exactly.
With this one doesn't work.
Is it a PNG or JPEG? Like, do you see it when you click on it on the resources? Does it shows you that?
Yeah, it shows.
Okay.
Yeah, it shows on the right side. Yeah.
And it doesn't show on the scene.
Well, now it's there, but it's just not on the face. It's like separate. But yeah, go with it.
Can it be that your pic? Do you have maybe your points like this? Like, because you should really see the picture on your face if you have put it on the face mask.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I will do because now in the whole I have it on the whole image now.
Okay, then I think it's maybe by mistake you did something like that. That it's only, you know, no, but you can't do it. So weird.
Okay, just one more minute, then I will try this a bit more.
Okay.
Then...
Shall we wait for you to see if you manage?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice. Just a second. Or actually just go ahead, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
In case it doesn't work, just let me know. Maybe we make another troubleshoot session.
Thanks.
So I will ask you now, that's a moment of choice, whether you want to keep going with you wearing yourself, you wearing somebody else, or wearing an abstract image. Choose one of the three pictures that we have on our project and have it on your face mask. What I will show you now is how to add some nice effects, and then we are going to already export this first project and then go to at least the second one of today. So the first thing that I want to show you, which is really nice without having to code anything, it's the camera effect of Lens Studio. So when we are on the Objects tab, you should see a little plus icon just right under the object name. If you click on it, you will find a lot of options that you can add to your scene. What I want you to do is stay on General and just scroll down a bit. And you should find this post effects menu of some kind. And if you go with the mouse over it, you should have a list of options: color correction, smoothing, analog TV, gradient, and whatnot. So those are effects that will apply to the full camera. For example, I'm going to show you one of them, and then in the next project, a couple more that I usually kind of like to use. So for this one, I thought to show you the zoom blur. So again, I went to the plus, scroll down to post effects, and then I'm going to choose zoom blur. And you should have seen already something change on your webcam. It's kind of like from my face, there are some rays of blurriness kind of going out. But also because I saw that my project kind of got stuck, let's save just to make sure that we're not going to lose everything we did so far. So let's go to File and Save, or Command S or Control S. I usually like to save my filters somewhere on Documents. I have made a Lens Studio folder. You don't have to do it. You can also just save it wherever you like. But I like to, be able to find my stuff. So I created just a new folder. We call Lens Studio, but you can save it again wherever. I'm gonna make a new folder, Overkill, Project 1, whatever. You can choose a better name than this. so that we do not save the photo template, but it's your own project right now. So be sure to save. So as I said, I'm showing you some of this camera effect that I like, but you can choose any of the others. I don't want to push you to use the zoom blur. I like it because it gives us a lot of nice effects, but there are plenty of others that I love that makes even nicer effects. So all those post effects, color correction effects, and so on, they are sort of shaders that if I would click on them on the object tab, you see I can't really change much. I can see that there is a material called zoom blur, and there is a screen texture being the texture of my webcam. And when I created a zoom blur effect on the resources tab, Lens Studio created a material called zoom blur, which is the same material that is in the effect, right? That's where I have to go if I want to alter the shader. So go to resources, find this purple icon, which is the material of the effect that we are using, the zoom. And now when you click on it on the inspector, you can actually go and alter, for example, in the case of the zoom blur, the strength of it. So you see now it's quite kind of really multiplying myself with opacity. You can choose, the radius of the center or the outer radius, how far it goes, which is a bit hard to control, but I guess like this is somehow fine. So you see that without coding already, we are altering quite massively the whole effect, and it's quite nice, especially when it's so strong, because your whole camera image gets kind of blurred and sprayed all over. Another thing that I want to show you, and we're going to work with some camera effect also later, but feel free, you can always add more. If you go to plus and I don't know, you want to add color correction, I don't know. I don't know, cinematic. Let's see what it does. Okay, it makes this kind of bluish color correction. And with this, we can even choose how much it applies. So it's just slightly. And as before, there is a texture here, which we can't change. So it's a bit different than the material, but you see, it's all stuff that we just get from Lens Studio. We can just use with a couple of clicks. Before we publish this first project, I want to add one little more thing, which is it's not going to work on on Snap Camera or Zoom, but it's going to work on Snapchat, and it's an audio effect. So again, go to the plus object and click on, so scroll down if you need to. There is an object called audio effect. And this is quite nice because if you are on Snapchat, you might be able to make a nice recordings with you talking, and then your voice gets altered by the face filter that you created. So if you click on audio effect, you can only have one per filter, one per project. So unfortunately, you can't combine that. It's very basic, the old audio part of Lens Studio, but still quite nice to be able to add it. And it comes with an audio sample, so you can hear how the original track sound by pressing the play button.
The audio effect component.
And how the effect will apply to the voice that was recorded. So I think because of how this kind of smooth blur that we are having, and I have the sky and whatnot, I might choose something like maybe, I don't know, the megaphone or a large room, something like that.
The audio effect component modifies the audio.
Yeah, why not? Megaphone is fine. And again, this only applies on Snapchat. So we can't talk like this in Zoom. That would be amazing, but we can't have that in real time because it works really with like voice being recorded and then processed with the audio effect. But I think because it's already 7 something, I want to really show you the next project, which is also fun. Let's just publish this one, just to have one filter being done for the day. So the first thing that you want to check when you're done, let's say you're super happy. Yeah, Masha? Wait, we are having a question on the audio. In the process of recorder, you can say, yeah, basically what happens is in Snapchat, when you open this filter, you can record yourself by using the face filter and talking. And then once you stop the recording, your voice will be altered by the effect that you choose. And then you can download the video on your phone and then use it as you like. So let's say that we want to publish, we are happy with our filter. The very first thing that we need to be sure is this number here, is how many megabyte our face filter is. And if you click on it, it shows, awesome, it's green, we are fine. We are below the 4 megabyte, which is the maximum size. Of course, try not to go to the 4 megabyte maximum size, because that means people on a phone would really take a long, like, you know, it will take much longer to load than 0.3, for example. Yeah, Maria, I think you need to delete some stuff. That's definitely not Snapchat approved. Yeah, the other thing, which is gonna be quite nice now, it's the project info. Before going there, it's the moment to record ourselves with our filters. So I'm gonna ask you to maybe have no simulation, so that you don't have all this kind of interface around in the recordings. And then press the recording for the video on the bottom right. So I'm gonna press recording and I'm gonna kind of move around, show my hands, show how the filter works. Done, stop. So very short video. It's just like I'm showing the people how my filter works, basically, what it does to you. And save it somewhere. And you can do the same with a picture. So you should do both. You should have a video of your filter and a picture of your filter. So I'm gonna, again, kind of go near, maybe hide my earplugs. Picture, save.
How do you do that? I'm sorry, I miss it.
So on the right side of the project tab, you should have on the bottom, you should have a camera icon. When you click on it, it starts recording. And when you click again, it stops and allows you to save the video. And the other is for the picture.
Okay, now nothing here.
If it shouldn't work, it's not a drama. Lens Studio provides you with ready-made templates again of videos. It's just it's a bit nicer when you can have yourself using the filter because you can be a bit more creative, but it's not mandatory. And the reason why I'm asking you to do that is because once you have them, we need to go to the project info button on the top left of our Lens Studio.
Can I zoom in somewhere here?
Zoom where on this? You can make tabs bigger by you know the usual. You can kind of drag and drop.
Okay.
The interface.
Yeah. Cool.
So if we go to project info, that's where it gets really important, because we need to give a name to our project. And that's really important because, I mean, that's your face filter, but that's also you, the virtual self. So think of a nice name or a short sentence. You can have quite a bit of characters you can put. I don't know. Whatever, up in the sky. I'm really not creative right now with names. Just give it one name. I would say leave it for the front and rear camera. That means when people will have Snapchat, when they will see the face filter on Snapchat, will they be able to see it only by using the frontal camera, or they can use it also on the rear camera for someone else to be filmed? So up to you to decide. And hint, usually hints are used if you do have interactive things, like something happening if you open your mouth, if you blow a kiss, if you raise your eyebrows. But I personally like to put always a hint just to, you know, you make people do stuff, even if that doesn't do anything in the face filter, it's still a nice kind of performative hint that you put. So I don't know, with this one, I have a sky picture, and if I click on it, I think I've seen yesterday, like something like look up. Yeah, that's nice. So look up, that's perfect. So when you will start the face filter on Snap Camera or Snapchat, it will tell you to look up, which is quite sweet, quite sweet. Again, you don't have to put hints. It's just, I put hints, you don't have to, but if you want, go for it. And in the lens preview, we need to put our video, the one that we just recorded, or we can select one of Snapchat. So I'm gonna press plus, and by default, takes a while, okay. That's okay. So by default, Snapchat Lens Studio provides us with some, damn it, I didn't want to click it. Provides with some templates. You can, of course, use it. If you find it super cool, leave it. But I want to choose my own. So I'm going to choose File and search for the video I recorded before of myself wearing the filter. Might not be cooler than the picture, but why not? And then please. Oh, that was stupid of mine. Sorry, guys. We should have recorded it in portrait mode. Oh well, then choose something from Lens Studio for now. We're gonna do the correct version for the next project. So just choose one of those preview images. Then I think I'm gonna have the one with the cat because I want the one with the animals. Just for the sake of. By the way, that's another difference between Snapchat and Instagram. You can have cat and dog face filters. So it recognizes cats and dogs' faces, and you can create filter for them, which is quite nice also, if you have an animal. So choose preview and press apply, and then choose the icon. In this case, our picture for sure works. So I'm gonna select the picture I took, and you can select how it will kind of be surrounded, and then press apply. And then click on apply. So you have given all the information. You have given a name, you've chosen which webcams will work with. You might have given a hint, you put the preview videos and the preview icon. So we are ready to go. We can just press on publish lens. You can choose tags if you want. If not, leave it. You can leave it as it is for now. And click on submit, because that's a new project. You don't want to update an older project for now. And now we wait, but that shouldn't be much waiting. You can always reload by pressing this circle. So you can get, yeah, it's live. So I don't know, 5 seconds waiting. That was quite nice. And once your face filter is live, you can open with a little arrow next to it, next to the live icon. And you see you have Snapchat and Snap Camera. So this is the QR code I was mentioning before. If you give your friends the QR code, they can open Snapchat, scan it, and get your face filter already today, right now, for 48 hours, and then they have to scan it again. Or you go to Snap Camera, you click on share, you get a link, you can copy. And then if you go to the Snap Camera in search lenses and you pass your URL, you will find your face filter. So now you can have it in Zoom. Again, I might have been, so I'm going back to here. Once your filter is live, and please refresh, because it might not refresh by itself. So refresh, refresh, refresh until you get it live. Then click on the little arrow and make sure it's a different link between Snapchat and Snap Camera. But for Snap Camera, you click on share, click the link. I'm also going to share it in the chat if you want my face filter for later. But with this link, you go back to Snap Camera and you pass the link that you just copy on the search lenses. And you will find your face filter. You can even save it as your favorite. And I will ask everyone to do that because I would like to see the result also on Zoom, if possible. So now you can see, you cannot see my expression, but I'm smiling. It's a bit weird. No, doesn't work. So I'm gonna add this to my favorites. Ooh, getting links here, nice. I'm gonna try this Sophia's one right away. Oops, I didn't copy it. Wait a second. Oops. Wow, that's really cool. Very nice. Going to my favorite. And they stay. I mean, those filters are going to be there. They're not going to get deleted. So as long as you have them live, you can share this with people, and you will always going to be able to go into your lenses and have a look at how many people played the filters. And I don't know, a student of mine, when was now, maybe beginning of October, so then meanwhile it's 2 months, she released a face filter and she has like 600,000 people using it. It's getting crazy. It's getting more and more every day. So you can really reach a lot of people by just sharing the links in your social media. I will try your face filters later because I'm gonna now ask you to go back to Lens Studio. And I'm gonna go back to, so let's go back to Lens Studio and let's create a new project, probably gonna be the last one of today because it's already 7:20. We have to be a bit faster, but it's okay. I had 3 projects, 2 are my favorites, so I'm gonna go for my favorite one. I lost my mouse.
Yes.
Okay.
I have it.
Yes. Cool. Amazing. Amazing. Good. Then let's go back to Lens Studio, and you should see a little house icon that should bring you back to the main.
For 1 minute, just let us finish a few things and then we continue. Just 1 second.
Oh yeah, sure.
And behind.
Sorry.
So we now published, and then we just keep it published. Or where is it when it's published?
It's on your account. Like it's not as long as you don't share it, it's with no one. So you have to share the link or the QR code for people to get your filter. So I don't know. I have it on my website, for example, the link to it, or you can, I don't know, just share it with friends, or as long as you don't really promote it or ask Snapchat to promote it, it's very unlikely that people will just find it by searching on the Snapchat featured or list of filters. But yeah.
And then how do they use it? Like they drag it into Snap Camera or?
Yeah, depending where, like either, again, you get the link and you can use it on Snap Camera. That means you can then have it on Zoom or Mozilla Hubs or whatever. Or you see you have this QR code, this kind of image with the yellow and the points.
Yeah.
And this you use it with Snapchat. And if you go to the Lens Studio Snapchat website, it shows you how to do that. So if I would click on, let's say, Noemi's link right now, you see it even shows you put your phone, scan the QR code on Snapchat to have it. You can find all the information on their main website. It's really easy to use. I mean, it shouldn't be complicated as long as you have Snapchat or Snap Camera. If you don't have neither, then of course you can't use it.
No, but now we had our Snap Camera on.
Yes.
And can we open it there, or how? Or this was the idea, right?
Yeah, you should have been able. Wait, let me go to my lenses. Oh, that is really not a good timing for that. Shit. Is it
showed
true
me
for
as well. No, it showed me as well in the beginning, and then it
Ah.
stopped in 2 seconds.
Okay. Oh, good. That would have been like the worst timing ever for having a maintenance moment. So when you published your lens, you should see it on My Lenses. You should have it linked there. And you click on the arrow. You go to Snap Camera. You click on Share. And here you have this link that you can copy by clicking on just copy. And then if you go to your Snap Camera, let me go back maybe. You have the search lenses, you paste your, and here it is. You got it?
Okay, I think you can see me with my, okay.
Yes, perfect.
It was so strange.
Perfect. We're gonna make even more strange stuff now. The last strange stuff for the day. Then you can have some funny, I don't know, fun moments. Good, so let's go back to Lens Studio and let's click on this house icon. And then after this project is done, for the ones that didn't manage to make it work, we can have a bit of troubleshooting, even if it's a bit after 8, it's not a problem. So let's click the house. This should bring us back to the very beginning where we have all the templates again. And again, I will ask you to go to all templates. And now you should have under recently used templates, the photo. We're still gonna use the photo one. Or actually, yes, because we need the opacity. We need to have the photo. So click on the photo template. If you don't see it on the recently used templates, search here for photo and click on it. And this loads a new project. Again, with this colored mask, which we are gonna now delete because we are gonna do something completely different. So we've seen how to apply things on the face, like 2D things on the face. So now I want to show you how you can change the face. So not applying texture, but change the look of ourselves. So that means the first thing that I'm gonna ask you to do is going under objects, right click on the effects object, right click on it and delete it because we don't need this mask right now. So just delete it. So I want really a clean, empty, just a face retouch. We can, of course, get rid of it if you don't like it, but for now you can leave it.
So you delete the whole face mask.
Exactly. So we just, there was this effect object. I right click on it and then press delete. So it deletes the face mask. So I really just want your normal, a bit altered, bit retouched, smooth face on the project. And I want to show you a really cool feature of Lens Studio, which is called Face Stretch. So we are gonna go to the plus object, object plus, click on it. And this time, please go to the tab Face Effects. And under the face effects, we only have things that can be applied 2D to the face, which is quite what we want. And I will ask you to search for the face stretch object, which should be the third in the row. So click on it. And this should now show you in the scene tab as a woman face or like person face with all the dots applied around the eyes, the eyebrows, the nose, and the mouth, and the chin, and everywhere, right? And those are the dots that we need to now go and change. So if I take, for example, the chin and I put it down, you see I am stretching my face in real time by just kind of readapting the dots. So I will ask you to take a couple of minutes to alter your look, how you want to look in a possible new virtual body. So use the face stretch by clicking on the various dots that might be of interest, and then start to alter them. And you can, of course, go also, it's symmetrical. If you don't want the symmetry, maybe that's a good thing. If you do not want to move, let's say, the right cheek and the left cheek at the same time, but you want to have different stretches, you need to deselect the symmetry tool down here, just uncheck it. And now you can see, you can just stretch one side at the time. So this gives you a bit more, maybe refinements if you want to have a less symmetrical modification.
Where is the symmetry box?
It's under the box where the face is. You see this icon here where my mouse is?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I am. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, get in there. Nice. And of course, you can always go back, change it before publishing it. So at whatever stage you are, just leave it so. Because we're going to add a couple of more things, and then you can still customize it if you need a bit more time with the face stretch. But try to have at least a rough version of it for now. And let's go again on the plus under objects, and then plus. And I want you to select face liquefy. And that by default provides you with 2 liquefying points on the eyes. The problem is that I was moving my eyes already, so they are not really perfectly where the eyes should be. But that's not really a problem, because we can always just click and drag the liquefying around. So if you want to have it rather on the mouth, you can just see where it goes. Or if you don't like it, just delete it. It's also fine. But I, for example, think of making my eyes big. So I'm trying to, oh yeah, that was good. I'm trying to find the position. Oh, that's a good one. So I'm gonna do the same. Okay, this makes my eyes really big. And as with any object, always have a look at the inspector. Again, you can choose how big it is. So that's really kind of taking the full face, or you just want a slight liquefying, and how intense it is. And of course, the more intense, the more big it gets, the less intense, the smaller it gets. So I'm gonna go back to how it was before. And you can add or take away. So if you don't want to have the eyes being liquefied, so being bigger or smaller, you can always delete one, put one wherever, making it huge.
How do you delete?
I just, in this case, I didn't delete it. I just disable it by unchecking it.
Okay, yeah.
But if you want to really kill it, like don't need it, you can right click the object that you want, and then you can delete it from there.
Yeah.
But that's, you see, already gives you like, you know, you can make this all kind of weird effects by the with the liquefying. Again, I kind of like my eyes to be liquefied, so I'm gonna leave them like this. And let's now add another thing to our new face. Let's go under objects again with the plus. Oops. And that's gonna be nice. We are gonna add a face inset. Is the icon with the scissor. So click on it. And what the face inset does is allowing you to place certain things of your face wherever you like. And by default is a mouse being put on my nose. But as with the liquefying, I can put this wherever I want. I can place it exactly wherever. You can decide, and you can make it bigger. So that's how, for example, the filter of the big mouse is done. You know, you just make a huge mouse, you place it on top of my mouse, and then I have a big mouse talking. Or you can make it really tiny, stretching it around. And it doesn't have to be the mouse. The mouse is the default one. But if I look at the inspector again, you will see face region mouth. But I can click on it and choose, for example, to have a second nose. So I can have maybe a different nose than mine and making it a bit bigger. It's too big. I'm gonna stretch it like this. I can always add more face inset. Like now I have a nose, but I want more eyes. So I'm gonna go to the plus again and have another face inset. And this time I'm gonna choose right eyes, for example. And I can place the right eye, I don't know, in the center, or I can place it somewhere on the side. I can even rotate it a bit so it gets even nicer. And always have a double check, because we have the face stretch. So it doesn't really, what we are having here is not one-on-one with what is happening here, because we have on top of the face, we have already the stretch. So then I can go again and put another face inset and have maybe the left eye. And also rotate, oops. Rotating it a bit. Maybe a bit more high. Yeah, it's quite nice. And you can, I mean, you can put as many face insets as you want. If you want to have thousands of mouths, just go ahead. And that's what I did, for example, if you look at Zoom, let me, which code I have was number 2. Like what I did with one face filter was having a lot of eyes on my forehead and the mouth as my eyes also. So that's all done with face inset placing around of the face. And one other thing that I did was, for example, altering the all features of my face. Oops. Wait a second, I closed the program instead of changing face filter. Yeah, for example, on this case, you see it's, what I did was basically placing a skin color texture as a face mask, and then putting face inset on, so I could really change and alter my look. Like my mouth is a bit more tiny, my nose is bigger, the eyes are always, they're a bit far off. And these were all done with face inset and face mask. So you see already quite some different outcome by using the same objects that we're using together. What time is it? Yeah. Okay. So maybe because of the timing, let's just have one last thing, which is a couple of face effect or a camera effect that I wanted to show you. So I'm going to ask you to go to the plus and then general, careful, because we want to select the post effect again. And this time I will ask you to maybe choose distortion, because I really like that one. So I'm going to show you how to make a nice distortion. So when you click on it, this reminds me also we should save. Again, my computer was getting a bit not so stable. So maybe let's go again to file and save first. And I'm going to have a new folder called 2. So please save your project somewhere that you can, of course, find it back. And whenever we use post effects, especially when they are using a material, that means we can change stuff on it. And for example, I do like the distortion, but I don't like when it's so quick and so fast and so distorted. So I want to make it a bit less fast and a bit less in general. For doing that, I need to search for the distortion material in my resources. I'm going to click on it. And for example, in the case of the distortion, what I want to change, in my case at least, I want to change the speed to something more slow. So it's more smooth, all movements. And I want to change the intensity. I don't want it to distort my image so much. I just want a slight distortion. So I'm going to write maybe 0.1.
Where did you get to this one?
It should. So I first added with the plus, the post effect distortion. Oops, distortion. And then on the resources, there is the material being created with this purple icon. And I click on it.
Wait,
and then I'm now.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I can't find the distortion.
Do you have it on the object list?
No. Wait.
Okay, then you might need to add it still.
What do you mean?
So on the objects tab, you go to the plus.
Yes.
Then you go to post effects.
But inside post effects.
Inside the post effects, you need to search distortion.
Okay, I was searching distortion, but it didn't bring it to me. Okay.
Okay, now you should have it, and now you can click on it on the resources, and you can change the speed, the intensity, and you see that, for example, it's very subtle, but it's quite nice because it makes everything kind of, maybe it's even 2, I should put maybe 0.2 just to have a bit more wobbly effect, maybe just a bit less speed. Yeah, that's nice. And this time, I also want to show you how to add another distortion effect. So that's like the default distortion that makes this kind of watery, wobbly thing. But there is another distortion. For example, if we go again under Objects Plus, and then we go to Post Effects again. I think, let me think I think Analog TV is a good one. Or VHS maybe. Let's go to VHS. They're both fine. Oops. Frozen. Okay, good. So you see the VHS, for example, makes, the cassette effect of like the bit of color aberration and the line scan going down, which of course I can change by not having any band going, but I can really work with the nice saturation and the chromatic aberration that comes with this effect. And if I don't like it, I, of course, can always go back and choose something different. Like, for example, again, I'm just showing examples. You don't have to follow all of those. You can just choose one post effect. But like analog TV makes also very nice effect, maybe even nicer than the VHS. So I might just disable VHS and go for the analog TV. Just maybe not that strong. Just slightly. Cool. Yes, so choose a couple of effects, and then we are gonna have to make the same process as we did before, having a look how much megabyte we are using. Again, looks cool in my case. And we will need to make a video and a picture. So that means I need to actually choose iPhone 8. So for making a video that is compatible with the project information, we need to have something like iPhone or BlackBerry, whatever, something that is portrait mode. But what you want to do is instead of having the live camera icon on, so again, I just click, I had it like that, horizontal, no icons whatsoever. I went on the right side on the bottom where it's written horizontal. In my case, I click on it and I selected, let's say, iPhone 8. And by default, it gets like portrait mode with all these icons like it would be on Snapchat. And I don't want that for my recordings. And for getting rid of the interface, I need to go again on where iPhone 8 is written. And on the bottom icon, you see live camera is on. But I want to just click on no Snapchat UI. I do not want to see any user interface. So have whatever of these on and then click on the icon with the X. So no user interface. And now if we are gonna go and press record, oops, that was too short. Okay, we recorded a small video. Gonna give it a name and save it. And same goes with a picture. And save it. Again, you don't have to do it yourself. You can use the templates from Lens Studio under project info. So give it a name. Whatever. Again, you can give it a hint if you want. When I smile, then I'm gonna give it a preview, which you can either choose from the ones that Lens Studio provides, or if you did record it in portrait mode today, right now, sorry, you could, in theory, now be able to select it. So this one is now in portrait mode. I'm gonna open it, and now this worked. Nice. And I'm gonna click on apply. And on the icon, I'm gonna upload my picture and give it my like surroundings. Okay, then click on apply. And apply again. And once you have done, as before, all the project info stuff, you just click on Publish Lens. You don't have to give it any name, any tags if you don't want, but of course, more tags, more easy to find, and so on and so forth. But I don't need that right now. I'm just gonna submit my lens. And gonna have to wait a bit, but maybe not that much, hopefully not that much. So I'm gonna refresh until it's live. Come on. Come on, don't make me, yes, live, good. I'm going to the Snap camera and get my link. Yeah, have it. Very cool.
Can I, if I already submitted it and change it, the project info afterwards, can I update it?
Yeah, you can do like this. For example, I'm now back to Lens Studio. Let's say I'm changing something, and then I go to Publish Lens. So you need to still go to Publish Lens, and then it will recognize that you already have submitted something. Yeah. So you just select the thing and say continue, and then it should it uploads a newer version automatically. Okay. And what you can also do is, let's say you kind of want to use a totally different template, but having the same name of the lens, just change the lens completely. You can, when we publish the lens, it can also ask you if you want to submit or if you want to update an existing one. So you can even have a completely different lens under the same name, under the same link somehow. Oh yeah, I didn't share mine. Sorry, everyone. I forgot. So I would say before it's 10 minutes. So let me just quickly stop my share for a second. So Zoom is back, yes. I'm gonna share with you in chat a couple of links that I think it would be nice for you to have. So just give me 1 second. So first of all, is the link to the playlist of some Snap Lens Studio tutorials on YouTube. So here we go. Tutorial playlist, first link. Then I think what is also good for you to have is the link to the official documents. Oh, I see people going by. Thank you for being here. Hopefully we see us in Mozilla Hubs. So that's the official documents. And the other thing that I'm gonna give you is the link to the slides I had today. So you can see my couple of projects and the link to the artists that are using face filter that I did like, just to get to know more people doing face filters or artists in general. And since we have still a couple of minutes, my suggestion would be to kind of bomb Mozilla Hubs, the virtual hangout, and just have a look how it works. So we have seen how it works on Zoom, but it would be so cool to have our avatars in Mozilla Hubs and our faces there. So here is the link to the virtual hangout of the festival. And I'm still gonna keep Zoom open and share my screen because I want you to see. Let's have the microphone muted in Mozilla Hubs for a second, just not to kind of have feedback craziness. So I'm gonna mute my microphone. Nice. And let's meet somewhere in the center. So cool. Love this app. So I'm gonna just be somewhere in the center. But I see we might not be able to do that, unfortunately. We can't. Marie, I think we can't use this Mozilla Hub for that because it doesn't allow to create, to share the webcam. Or is only me? No, I think it's for everyone if it's grayed out. Is there any chance that we can just for now? Or are we gonna kill everything if we start to share the webcams?
It works.
Oh wait. Ah, super. I lost my mouse, so give me just a second because I need to kind of take away. Okay. So in Mozilla Hubs, and hopefully now you see me still, you should have this icon, the very first icon. You go with your mouse over and you select the second, which is like the share camera. And if you click on it, it will ask you which camera you want to share. And there you have to search for Snap camera, because that's what we want. And then allow it. And this will create a little plane, which is 3D. So you can even move it around of you in the virtual, but it's not attached to your body. So you're really just, you can go anywhere, but Martina Snap camera will be talking while Martina avatar is gonna go around it. So hopefully this works for everyone. And I would suggest I'm gonna now stop this share because I see people entering anyway. And since we can actually talk in Mozilla Hubs, maybe it would be nicer to just move there. We can just have the last 5 minutes basically and enjoying in Mozilla Hubs, and we can just mute Zoom and leave it open. We can still say bye in a couple of minutes here if you like, but feel free also to leave Zoom and just be in Mozilla Hubs because then your computer maybe is a bit faster. And if you have to go, I hope you enjoy it. And if you like face filters, please go on looking at tutorials and do new face filter and share with me. I really love to see what you create. So yeah, if you're leaving, I wish you a nice evening, and hopefully we see in Mozilla Hub soon. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Martina.
Super.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait, we go to Mozilla now.
Yeah, I will see you in Mozilla for sure. I'm gonna be there a bit.
Ciao.
I'm gonna close the Zoom. Ciao.